It is. It is time now.
It is time. We're back.
I hit the button.
Is this thing on?
Another Monday.
Oh no. We
Um,
survived. Oh
yeah.
god. I'm not even ready. Alright, there we go.
My Monday this morning started off with a nasty thunderstorm that knocked the power out here for about an hour and a half. Like as soon as I got here this morning, like 7. I got here about 7. Took the trashes out, and when I was walking back from the dumpster taking the trash out, it started raining, and then like 3 minutes later, the power went out. I was like,
It's a Monday
sweet.
for sure.
The one lightning bolt, I swear, hit the trailer park across the street because I was walking towards the back of the shop, and so my back was to the front windows, and I swear to you, I about saw that lightning bolt. Like it lit up my shop, and the thunder shook the building so hard that it made my door chime, like it acted like my door was open.
It's kind of early for a customer. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, no, wasn't a customer. It was thunder and lightning.
Mother
So,
Nature knocking on the door.
yep, exactly.
What up,
So,
Checker? What up, Theron? Well, never
yep, we
mind,
got a
Theron. I
couple.
said ladies. Theron, all right, here. Give him the 5-minute booster already. Let's go.
Yeah, I will ban you.
Get banned for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Did y'all see the hail rainstorm at Sturgis? Yes.
I was there. No, I'm just kidding.
Thankfully, that was before the rally started, though. So, unless they had another one, but that was before the rally actually started. There were motorcycles in the one video sitting on Main Street, and the hail was like flowing down Main Street in the rain. But like, yeah, that was pretty sure that was pre-rally. Still
I
wild
bet.
though.
I wonder if people put on helmets after that. Probably not.
Probably not. As soon as it quit hailing, they're like, "Yeah, we're good." I don't know if you saw the multiple PMs to the Brazen Facebook page or not, but Starbond kept messaging us.
Starbond. No, I didn't know.
Yes, the adhesives and like super glues and stuff. And like each time they would message us, the name of the person who messaged us changed, but like it was still from the Starbond Facebook page. So while I was at Disney, I just replied with my shop address because it kept asking like, "Would you like to sample our products and this and that?" So I just replied with my shop address.
Okay.
I got a box today
Oh,
from Starbond.
and I'm gonna send him another address. We got
I
two
haven't opened.
locations.
Yeah, I haven't opened this yet, so we will
Let's see.
see.
We gotta see this thing.
Yeah, so this is compatible with mail call. Before I do this, though, Team Garage Hack, thank you very much for
Whoa,
the
hey,
$5.
there you
What's good in this nerdery? Have you have my screw Swiss up yet? Ready to make some links? I had to order a belt, and it is ordered, and I got shipping this morning on it. So hopefully, the belt will show up this week. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, I need to rearrange my shop so that I can get that thing put somewhere that's not in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, Checker, you're right. Brazen glue. It's glue
Brazen glue.
so good that you thought it was brazed.
So I have instructions on how to use super glue.
Ooh,
In case you didn't know.
hey, in the state of California, does that stuff cause cancer by chance?
It is not one of the warnings.
Oh, sweet.
I got a Starbond to the rescue sticker. Super glue remover.
Oh,
So that's for when you glue your fingers together. You just dump this on it, I think.
I was thinking eyelids, but yeah, I guess fingers would be more likely.
Fingers are more likely. Super glue accelerator for when you want to super glue things together really fast.
Like eyelids per se.
Like eyelids. thin instant,
Then
and it has the super teeny tiny little applicators.
yeah.
So like if you're gluing tires, those are actually really nice.
Yeah. Does it have thick instant?
I haven't got there yet.
Come on.
Medium 10 to 15 seconds,
Ooh. That'd be a record, personal record.
but you can accelerate it if you
Oh.
want. And thick, which is 20 to 30-second gap filling.
Oh, geez.
And if that doesn't do it for you, 5-minute epoxy.
Too much.
Working time 5 to 7 minutes, 10 to 12-minute fixture time, 30 to 60-minute functional cure. This actually feels rather heavy for epoxy.
You know what they say about heavy? That means it's expensive.
Yeah. So anyway, we got a we the royal we got a care package from Starbond just by replying to their email with an address. But they also sent another message afterwards with a content creators media guide, which basically just showed you what type of pictures they want you to take.
Oh.
So, interesting.
We can send that to our guest tonight.
Yeah. Anyway, missed some comments here. Do not apply to eyelids or lips unless it's Harley's lips. Ha. Yeah. Must glue faster. Yeah.
Must glue.
Colorado Adventure Club. Hey, boys. I placed an order on Colorado Adventure Club's website this morning. Can't wait to get the 6x6 ready to build. Appreciate the awesome chassis. Love my Class 2 high-low. Thank you for the support.
Yeah, dude. RC Garage, did you get in on the gold by chance?
Yeah, I don't know.
I did ship those out. What was that? For Saturday. I got those out Saturday. I stayed. I woke up kind of early to get all that stuff done.
Well, I haven't sent anybody tracking, so they don't know their chassis shipped yet.
If you ordered right off the bat, it shipped out Saturday. Actually, there was an order that came in at like 3:00 Saturday. I just happened to be printing labels, so I got that out. I think that was on the site and out the door in 40 minutes. So whoever ordered leaf spring mounts, it's gone.
Nice.
Sorry to hear.
Chris, tell Sam hi. Apparently, Chris and Sam are watching. RC Garage Guy Customs. Thanks, guys. No, thank you for the $5.
Dude, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Beer Monday.
You'll be subscribed to every spam and mailing list in existence. Well, luckily, it goes to my shop, not to my house, because my trash can's right next to my desk, and I just throw all that shit right in the trash. Wes finding time between bike rides.
Dude,
you have been riding that. You have been riding that new bike quite a bit, haven't you?
Yeah. Last month I did about 155 miles. And I did 20 miles yesterday. And they're mountain bike miles, not road bike miles. I've done some road stuff. It's pretty easy. The mountain bike stuff's harder. The road bike stuff's pretty easy. At least for around Austin.
Yeah, there's no reason to have a mountain bike here.
No. My little brother, he was working at a bike shop for a hot second. And he lives kind of near Brown County. And I was like, you might need a rear shock, but really, you don't really need too much grinding.
I will say there's a couple trails in Brown County State Park. Me and my buddy Matt went down there. We took e-bikes down there once, and there was a couple of trails we rode, one specifically that I don't think I could have completed on a dirt bike.
They get like that.
So, I mean, there's some good stuff in Brown County State Park. I don't know about, around the surrounding area, but I know we raced dirt bikes down in that area a lot, and there's a lot of private property with some really cool trails down there, but I don't know, if you could get a hold of those people and go ride your bicycle there or not. There is one bicycle shop in Brown County, or in Nashville in Brown County, that the last time I was there, like in May, they had a couple of e-bikes down there, and like the prices of e-bikes have gotten ridiculous. I think this one bike was like $7,800, and it wasn't even like a high-end bike.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I tend to draw the line at anything over 5. I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna get an actual dirt bike.
Yeah. How many steps does the dog get on those rides? Do they make dog pedometers to like check how many steps Bear takes?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's midsummer down here, so I kind of cap him off. He'll keep going. He's paying, but he will keep going. So I kind of stop him at. I think the most we do is like 4 miles, but it's like approaching 100 degrees out, 100 plus. So right now is not the season, but
No.
I think when it's
Colorado,
cooler, we'll probably double that.
Yeah.
But,
Colorado Adventure Club says the dog will run 30 miles at 7 miles an hour,
dude,
or 11 miles at 11 miles an hour. That's ripping, dude.
His dog or like his buddy?
Right. I just know the GPS collar tracks miles and elevation. I don't know about steps. Yeah, my buddy Matt's dog, he has a GPS collar on his dog because that dog will take off, and she's fast. That dog will be gone before you realize she cleared the fence. So, but she usually comes back. But if not, she has a GPS collar, so you can go find her pretty quick.
It's funny. Like the more I ride, the more like hungry I am periodically. Same thing with the dog. Like
I can imagine that.
He's freaking like super stoked as soon as I start getting around his food bowl, and so I kind of like upped his food a little bit. But he was starting to get like skinny. I was like, "Dang, dude, people's gonna think I don't feed you."
My dog got double dinner tonight. I fed the dog when I got home. Yeah, I fed the dog when I got home because my wife stopped at the grocery store and picked up groceries on her way. And then as soon as she walked in the door, she set groceries down on the kitchen floor and turned around and fed the dog. And I'm like, she already ate.
The dog's like, oh yeah, I'm so hungry.
Yeah, the dog's like, I'm not saying crap.
I ain't saying nothing, player.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Crazy dog. My dog is a lot larger than your dog is, though.
Really?
Probably because she gets double dinner every now and then.
Yeah, because dude, people will argue with me that Bear is a border collie, not an Australian Shepherd. And I'm like, look, dude, I got him from a breeder. He was free. I don't care what he is, to be honest.
I would bet you that our Aussie is every bit 1.5 times the size of Bear.
Jeez.
She's big, but her dad was also like Bernese dog size.
Oh, okay. Dude, it's weird. Like
full blooded Aussie, but like her dad was a big boy.
Yeah, it's weird down here. I feel like all the Aussies are mixed with like the minis or toys. Like they're all like this big. So hard to say. I think people don't really know what the real breed even looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All our pets, 2 dogs and 4 cats, are free fed. Our cat, it basically free feeds in the basement where the dog can't get to it. But otherwise, we feed the dog twice a day. He's a poodle, right? Yeah. Australian Shepherds look just like poodles.
Yep. Poodles.
Yeah. Speaking of the new machine, I just remembered. I told you guys last week that did I tell you guys last week that I was getting a refund on part of the purchase price of that because it was
Uh-uh.
missing. So it said in the auction description that it came with 2 side drilling spindles, which is like, so like if if let's say you're making a link and the material's coming out, you cross drill. That's a side drilling spindle.
Mm-hmm.
It said it came with 2 side drilling spindles, and there was only one mounted in the machine in the pictures, but I just assumed that the other one was not mounted in the machine and was just sitting somewhere. But when I went and picked the machine up, it was not able to be located. So I called the auctioneer and I was like, "Hey, this is missing. This is missing, and that belt issue, which the belt issue I don't really care about it. It was kind of my issue, but it was also kind of the auction. They disconnected power from the machines before blocking and supporting the spindles. So if they would have done that, the belt probably wouldn't have broke on my way home, but it probably would have broke anyway because it was old. But
Right.
anyway, I brought up the belt and that missing part. They refunded me 50% of the purchase price because of those 2 items, and I got the check in the mail today.
Sick.
So
Good deal.
yeah, so I got half my money back on the purchase of the machine, which
Score.
means that it effectively cost me 6 times my purchase price of the machine to get it removed from that building and set down on my trailer.
Nice.
So, pretty wild. But yeah, I got a check in the mail from that.
That's cool. I'm about to go buy from that place too.
Yeah, right? Yeah. She checked Holy Cross off the list this weekend. About 8 miles and 2,200 elevation gain. Good golly, that's a lot of elevation gain in 8 miles. Just looked at the local bike store. My friend is a manager. Most expensive road bike, $16K. Most expensive full suspension specialized e-bike at $14. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You stole that machine. So yeah, I mean, the tool holders that are in the not the like machine component tool holders, but like the steel bars that hold the inserts. Basically, I paid for 2 of those and got an entire machine around it. So
It's pretty good.
yeah, at this point I don't care if this machine ever gets turned on. I will remove the drives out of it and the pumps and part it out if I have to. Like if I can't figure this thing out in relative quickness, I'm just gonna part it out. Like the weight of the casting is worth more than probably 3 or 4 times what I have in the machine. Have you seen that In the Works is back up and running? I did get sent a post. I got sent the post a little bit ago. They made a post that says they're under new ownership, under new management. Nobody will say who owns it.
Yeah.
I did a domain name like owner search, like who owns this domain, and it came back to domains by proxy and owner information private. So I couldn't even look it up that way, and like the address that came up with that was in some industrial complex in like Tempe, Arizona. That when I searched that address, it came up to some like semiconductor company. So I'm highly doubting that a semiconductor company is making RC car links.
Guys, hear me out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Yeah, I wish somebody would speak up and say, who it is, because man, I think you would almost have to, because of how bad the name was tarnished under the previous owner, not representing the company as a new face of the company and
Yeah,
showing people that, hey, this is me now. I'm stepping up. I've got this handled. Kind of seems a little less trustworthy in my opinion, because
I
at
would
least
hate
at least
for
everybody knew that Brent was fucking it up.
right.
Now nobody knows who's fucking it up. Like who owes you money if you place an order through in the works and the order doesn't show up or takes forever? Who do you contact? Who is it? Uh, anyway, two Polaris EV UTVs on empty, 14 miles through a 23-mile, 10-foot diameter pin stock. What the fuck is that? Two Polaris EV UTVs on empty, 14 miles through a 23-mile, 10-foot diameter pin stock. Okay. I wouldn't trust Polaris EV batteries as far as I could drag one. I've been around Polaris EVs for as long as they've made them, and yeah, I know he's in the mines, but yeah, he's using minor terms that I don't understand. Uh, Sorry, but I thought y'all were all on EVs. We were talking about e-bikes, but yeah. Next time you want something, shoot me a message. I had my mom fulfill my orders and saw your name again. Don't even worry about it. It I placed my order first thing this morning and had a tracking number within an hour. I'm sure it did. I'm sure it hadn't actually been shipped, but I had tracking info, right away. So I don't need any special treatment, man. I'll place an order on a website just like everybody else does. Okay, so here's a good question from Checkered Past, because you and I haven't really even talked about the F10T stuff in a little while. I know you've been working on F10T. Um, as far as fitting the clone axles, we
Um,
haven't test fit anything on a clone axle. So
well, I actually was chatting with Casey yesterday. He said he kind of gave the same consensus as like what this is right here. Um, the underspring mount is pretty close to the pumpkin um, for like nut and bolting. You might be able, it might focus on that. I don't know. Um,
yeah,
that's kind of one of the only drawbacks. But the thing that I can probably revise that and make it better, but like you know, how much do you want the spring mount to hang down? You can even see that. The heck. Oh
right.
god. Oh god. There we
There
go.
you go. There you go.
Technical. There. All right. How much more would we want to hang down from um, the axle housing? Because the
Especially
metal
when you think
ones,
about the leaf spring is going underneath that even more.
yeah, it's a big like pad spring. Yeah, I don't know. I think if I made it any taller, it'd look funky. So one thing I did toss around with is making this diameter smaller and trying to tap these. Um, but I haven't got any prototypes yet. Still in development. But they do fit the F10Ts. Honestly, Casey sent me a freaking housing that he had shaved up, but it was a clone axle. So he's like, because I said y'all are wild for remodeling that housing, and he said it happened to be a clone like mock-up axle or whatever he was working on. So
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
yeah.
still $200
Already
set of
cloned
axles for the
already
clones.
cloned the H10 axles. That doesn't. I mean, well, I say that's wild, but like the SCX6 axles were cloned like 2 days after the SCX6 was released from China in aluminum. It's like, good golly, did they get one? Like, they had to
Bro,
pull, like they had to pull an axle housing off of or pull the file out of an assembly that they shouldn't have gotten their hands on to be able to do that.
yeah.
Or tracking in 2 months. So I do want to. I can say this real quick. I had been seeing TGH had a big sale, like 75% off of their wheels, and they had a mess of orders. Maybe a ball or two got dropped in the fulfillment of those orders, and there have been some people that got upset about the time frame because some of them were getting close to 2 months. Um, Chris and Bryce made a post on Facebook on Saturday. Basically, he's like, "Hey, here's my phone number. If you have an open order, call me." And it seems like they got a lot of people's orders handled, and I've been seeing a lot more positive posts now. So I did call Chris. I knew Chris was going to have a bunch of phone calls he was dealing with and being on the phone all day, basically. So I did what any good friend would do, and I called him and left him. I didn't leave him a voicemail, but I texted him. I said, "I don't need anything. I just figured you needed an extra phone call today to deal with." Just to mess with him a little bit. Richard, yeah. A set of wheels for $30. I mean, I'd wait. I already had a bunch. I paid full price for it. I'm not mad. Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to wait that long, but like, dude, stuff happens. He called back. Yeah, Chris did call me back though. So anyway, we do have an announcement today. We do have a guest today. He is waiting in the lobby down here at the bottom. This gentleman is Paul, or also known as the RC Underdog. And we're going to bring him on. And he's going to have some things to say, I guess. Wesley, we're gonna grill him. We're gonna grill him on some stuff.
I don't even know what I'm gonna grill him on, but he's gonna get grilled.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and get him in here. The owner of In the Works? No, he's not the owner of In the. Well, I mean, I guess I don't know if he's the owner of In the Works or not. We can ask him.
If he drops that bomb on us, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm gonna end the stream immediately.
Yeah. That's where he moved to, Tempe,
Arizona. Yeah.
That'd be wild.
All right. So unmute. Yeah, there you go.
All right, spill it, Paul.
Oh man,
Paul's got In the Works, doesn't he?
No.
Is it in the works or is it?
I couldn't sell water to a fish.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which it sounds like In the Works couldn't either, but
no, they could sell it to you. They just couldn't get it to you.
They couldn't deliver the water.
Yeah. So anyway, Paul, tell us who you are and what you do, man.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Well, hello everyone. My name is Paul Schulman. I run the RC Underdog, and basically I'm drowning in 20 trucks that are. Oh, can't move my chair too much. Drowning in about 20 trucks that I'm trying to thin down to about 8 or 10, and best way I've found to do that so far is just give it to people that want to get into the hobby or look like they need some help within the hobby.
That's super cool.
And
that's
what I've been doing.
I think you've done some pretty creative, or you've gone about doing that in a pretty creative manner.
Are you talking about the beach episode that I did?
Yeah.
Yeah, try not to look like a creep at the beach.
That's one thing that's one thing I struggle with even still at 12, 13, 14 or 15 years in crawlers is like even just running my trucks in a public area, especially by myself, like trying to film a video by yourself driving your tiny truck in a public park just seems really weird to me. Even knowing what I'm doing, it seems weird, and I always get like self-conscious about it, and I'll just like put my truck away if there's a bunch of people around.
Same.
Oh yeah, it's even weirder in that video that Wes mentioned because you're trying your best not to look like a P word. You're walking
Yeah.
up to, ma'am, do you have kids? What about you, sir? Sir, do you have kids?
How old are your kids?
Where are your kids right now?
Well, I originally went to the park. I'm like, where are all the kids?
I thought you said bar. I was like, yeah, I don't think you have too many kids at the bar, dog.
Yeah.
No. I would like to try to do that video idea again. It's just, like I said, it took a lot to, even for me, it took a lot to do what I did in that video. And it was really cool in the end. But I'd like to try it again, but a little better.
Right. What other like content do you create on your channel for those who aren't familiar with the RC Underdog?
Well, I'm trying to get a little better at like instructional stuff. Um, and I'm also trying to, I guess you could say, get towards the younger demographic, more high schoolers, young college kids. And I guess you could say I've been studying some of the streamers that they would watch. And I want to try to do stuff like speed running beadlocks, building beadlocks, and maybe that could set off a little video series between actual YouTubers and everything, but also just trying to promote building the way that y'all do, but in a simpler sense of you don't have to be afraid of it.
Right.
And if I could ever get one thing from Wes that he has mentioned to me, I want to dive headlong into that and show, hey, it's really not that scary diving into a build with just a pile of parts.
Yeah. I'm assuming you're
That's
talking about the independent front and rear suspension.
Yes.
Which,
Which, by the way,
I don't know how far.
by the way, I think it's Night Customs. I saw on Instagram already beat me to that.
Possibly, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they put a like a Land Rover body on it, and they have element frame rails with the IFS2 front and rear, and I'm like, oh man.
dang it.
Yeah.
Colorado Adventure Club says, I don't think I've ever sold any of my trucks. I've always given them away. I saw your vid. I love that.
Thank you.
I have not been that charitable. However, most of my trucks are usually a couple $1,000+ So like it's hard to give those away. Like run it like an RTR truck. If I've won an RTR truck at an event, I'll give that to a kid or whatever. But like custom built trucks, especially completed trucks.
I'm kind of the same.
I won't lie, it is a little bit hard getting the heartstrings away from some of your builds, but I think with at least one thing, I've reached the summit, and my Spec RC wheels, these aren't going anywhere.
Those are stuck. Huh?
Those are staying, but everything else is pretty much up for grabs.
Yeah, closet nerds. Don't be discouraged by nights. Be inspired. Yeah, I mean, definitely
I am.
Definitely still do the build.
So most of my trucks are either like they're usually prototypes. So when I'm done with them, they usually go on the shelf as like a little monument, a little trophy of like just progression of like where we're at. So those are kind of hard for me to give away.
I've got a pile of chassis that I can see under on the shelf underneath my workbench behind the camera. I normally disassemble those trucks and I just reuse the axles or you know until that axle's not a viable axle anymore or the transmission or transfer case whatever it might be. But I tend to reuse a lot of my electronics because again I buy $175 brushed motors that I can't afford to have 20 $175 brushed motors hanging around on trucks on the shelves. So I typically take those trucks back apart because again they normally have prototype or first cut chassis that aren't
Right.
perfect or needed modifications. So I don't really want those to go anywhere. But they're all piled up under. I can see there's probably at least 15 pair of rails sitting on that shelf right there.
Yeah, up till about, I'd say a year ago, I was just an average consumer and I would get caught up just like everybody else. Like, oh crap, the newest thing just dropped. Oh, dude, I got to get a 10.3 or, oh, I got to get a Falcon Phoenix. But I've learned to temper myself. It's like, oh, it's just another truck. It's got a cool body on it though, but I don't need that.
Yeah, I've kind of like taught myself to like doing what we do. I'm like, I want to see drivetrain pictures and I want to know key features and key like changes that like most won't really pick up. Although I do think consumers are getting pretty smart to that also now. So like, it's not like Axial used to just pop out a new body and are like, oh, we got the new truck. Like that's not cutting it these days. You got people like Vanquish that are dropping whole new, like out of the box stuff, and so I don't know. You gotta really like come up with something, some engineering feat, I guess, to really spice up.
Wes likes the upskirt shots.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, he does.
Yes.
He's a little bit of a creeper.
I don't care about the body. I'm gonna change that out.
But I mean, Wesley's been like that since like before the Capra came out. I don't know if you guys were around or know or had paid much attention when the Capra was released, but Axial posted a series of like blacked out teasers with like
Yeah.
green laser lines of specific components in video, and Wesley went through and screenshotted all of these little. It was over what like a 3 or 4 week time span that they
Yeah.
released. Like 2 videos a week or something, and they had little highlights of each individual part. And Wes took and screenshotted all of those and layered them all, and basically stitched them all together, and basically had the Capra released before Axial released the Capra.
I don't think they do pictures like that anymore.
No, probably not. I
They're
wonder
like
if I could
getting-
find that real fast on my phone here.
It's
I
on
might
a
not be
video
able to,
someone
but-
made. I didn't get credit for that picture someone posted.
Nope.
I'll never forget. No, I'm just kidding. So man, do you want to tell the guys what's going on? Because you kind of approached
Yup.
me with a fun idea, creative idea, as you do. You want to kind of elaborate what I'm
Yeah.
on the subject?
We want to find out what's in the box.
Yeah, what's in the
I figured it's
box?
still moving.
We find out what's in the box. Okay. So I kind of highlighted it in my video yesterday to kind of promote this video. But in the box, we have front and rear Capra axles, fully built. I think they have SSD portal gears in them. The rear, at least, has Vanquish shafts in it. So it's built very well. To go with that, we have aluminum high-low rails with a skid. We have all the aluminum goodies to go along with it. We have the TGH 2.0 low.
I like that
And,
rock.
an original one, not a clone.
Yes, has to be authentic.
I saw
Yep.
the engraving.
I did too. That's why I said that.
12.8 set of links from Hardcore RC
Nice.
for the high-low. Some basic drive shafts cut to length. And capper cage with panels. So if you can pick up what I'm putting down here, me, Wes, and Brett have come together that the orders for August through Brazen will be tracked. And at the end of the month, we will pick one winner from the orders to win this slider kit to build a chopper.
Which choppers are really good looking when they're done right.
Yeah.
I fucked mine up. So
And just one last thing also, I found the toolkit I will be including, but I could not find the box of hardware I also ordered. So this is like all encompassing. You'll get screws, you'll get the toolkit, you get the links, you get the rails, you get the axles. The only thing I'm not including is wheels and tires because that's super subjective over where you live.
Yeah.
And I'm also not including electronics because I don't want to include.
A flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell's a BOCO? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna just keep track of August orders, and then at the end we'll figure out how to draw
Randomize
that. How to randomize that. Probably just by order number. We'll have this order through this order number, and just randomize it and draw a number out of a bucket or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So for those of you who have ordered already, you're already in. So those leaf spring mounts you got, you might get a whole chopper slider from the RC Underdog.
And then you can put leaf springs under it just to piss people off.
You can post the 12.8 links up for sale and get some leaf springs.
Well, you can use a couple of those links as the anti-wrap bars.
That would be hilarious.
Oh.
I would, if someone wanted
shoot.
to do that, I would help them figure out the rear leaf spring.
I did forget one thing, and I still have been lazy and haven't taken them off the truck that doesn't need them anymore. But it will be coming with a set of deluxe shocks.
Dang, dude! Can I get in on this thing?
Yeah.
Do I just?
You gonna get high on your own supply?
Can I just? I'll place an order. I'll even pay for it.
He's gonna ship a sticker to himself.
Speaking of stickers, we have stickers on the website. That'd be a pretty cheap way to get yourself entered into the giveaway.
Actually, Paul, you should email us some RC Underdog sticker or like a file, and he could just make a little small run of stickers for the site.
Yeah, I could print a sticker and put in with every order that we ship this month, basically just saying, hey, you're entered into this giveaway. Follow RC Underdog on Instagram and YouTube or something.
I like how all these
I can
ideas
send
come
y'all
out,
something
like-
after this.
Yeah.
I like how we come
Yeah,
up
I
with
can-
these ideas during the stream. Not,
Yeah,
not like
5 days.
Yeah, we're still fleshing all this out.
Yeah. 5 days into the giveaway, we're like, we should probably include some stickers for this stuff.
This root beer's got the ideas flowing tonight.
Yeah. something like that. So
I
Paul,
could send y'all something after that.
Yeah, do you 3D print?
Yes, I currently have a Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon.
X1 carbon. So I have a
when are you doing that
P1S.
giveaway?
Yeah, do that giveaway.
Come on, man.
I have
It's a go.
I have the P1S now, and Wesley keeps hinting that he wants to buy one. But I used my printer today for the first time for something that is not RC related or related to something for my kids' school. And
Another
am
spider.
I no. So I'm working on a motorcycle that I have to do a valve clearance adjustment on, which the the way you do a valve clearance inspection or adjustment on a motorcycle, you have to rotate the cams around and you measure the clearance between the valve and the cam. Well, this particular bike, the way the cams are in the heads and the fact that the valves are too tight means there's no clearance between there. Typically, you measure the clearance and then you know, do the math to what it should be versus what it is. But the problem is the way the cams are in there, it's a pain in the ass to get them in and out for every valve. So I designed and printed up this fake cam with no lobes on it. It just goes in the bearing pockets. And
Okay.
I am blown away at the dimensional accuracy of the P1S. Like, it's within like 1.5 thou of what I designed the part.
Anything from Bamboo Labs is
Like, and this whole thing printed in like 36 minutes. It's 5 inches long.
Dude, hang on. I don't know if I don't really care. I made these little mock-up leaf spring mounts. These little 4 millimeter thick pieces. You know, guess how long that took me to print?
Hour and a half.
Not quite that bad. 31 minutes for these two little pieces here, dude.
Yeah, this was like 36.
I could have had a Yamaha
And it's-
camshaft, dude.
Suzuki. But the dimensional accuracy compared to like my Ender 3 that I had before is insane. And the fact that it did it in like a sixth of the time is nuts. So Wesley, you need to order one of those.
my Bamboo is game changing for me too, because I used to have a artillery sidewinder, and I got that because of the bed size. You could damn near print like half a body in one go on that printer, but I just had to fight with it every time, and like every third or fourth time it would finally print right. But now I get the Bamboo Lab, and it's just first time, and it just does it. But now I've fallen into the trap of 3D printing the world, being taught by Josh with Harley Designs, and I'm walking through the store. It's like, oh, it's a nice little shelf. I can hang a 24th off that. Oh no, it's not worth the $12. I'll just go home and design it in 2 months and then print it out.
Yeah. I've had my Ender 3 for probably 3 or 4 years now, and I think I've used a spool and a half of filament through it. My Bamboo I've had for probably 6 weeks now, 6 or 8 weeks now, and I'm on like spool 5 or 6. Like, I'm not sure that an Ender could print 5 or 6 spools of filament if it ran nonstop in the amount of time that I've had the Bamboo. Pretty crazy. But it was my first time using it for something not RC related or for my kid. And was just, I still can't believe how freaking
accurate
tight that tolerance was.
The thing I've been doing with mine lately is trying to design and print these work stands.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah. Heck, if enough people like it, I may throw one in the slider kit too.
You'd have to angle the center plate.
Yeah.
You need a 10-degree wedge.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that is kind of nice because you can just slide, like if you have a forward skid chassis, you can just slide that centerpiece forward, right? That's all
Yeah,
pretty modular.
and also it's
The
for
width.
different width axles as well, so you can put a
Pretty
rift on
cool.
here if you wanted to.
Huh.
Pretty cool. What's the weight on that? Can I put an SCX6 on there?
You know, I've been asked about that, and
Oh, I was just playing around.
they're all basically the same wheelbase, so I just got to build like a set design.
A little thicker.
Yeah. Toby says my buddy had a Prusa for a couple of years. He never got running. Then the Bamboo was printing in 30 minutes. I mean, yeah, my Bamboo was up and
Yep.
running in a couple of minutes at best. Pull it out of the box, pull a couple of screws out of the print bed, plug it in, connect it to the computer, Wi-Fi, connect it to the computer,
That's sick.
print away.
Oh, that's the thing I love about my Bamboo is I'll show off to people at work. It's like, oh, dude, I'm 3D printing at work at home right now, and check this out.
Yep.
Freaking Brett sends me a video of this print head. I'm like, okay, I get it, dude.
I get it. Your printer's cooler than mine.
Mine's all like, I can,
Yeah.
yeah, you get it. Mine's like a hot glue gun.
They say you need to know how it works to be able to run one. Most people who drive a car can't change their own tire. I think Bamboo has made it way easier than knowing how it works. I mean, if you just wanted to print things out of the Bamboo maker space, if you just literally click prepare for print from your phone, and it goes to the printer. So
Wildness.
yeah,
But anyway, dude, man, I'm gonna have to get my next door neighbor to order off the site. I gotta figure out the loopholes, man. That's a pretty sick giveaway,
You
dude.
got to, oh yeah, you just got to keep people like Gary from ordering too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Harley designs, he made a video of he had a live video on Friday night about his tube bender that he's been designing.
Yeah.
He's really made me self-conscious about my bender in front of me here. It's just a piece of angle iron here that you clamp in the vise, and then there's a little mandrel with a 3/16 hoop cut out of it,
Mhm.
and then a bearing over here, and a little follower here. So you just stick a piece of tubing in here, like this, or rather.
I feel
Like
like
this?
I bought one of those like 10 years ago. No.
Yes, this is that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
And
same one.
Okay, I was like, man, I feel like I bought one of those, and that was like a thing.
It was
Who made those?
Jawbreaker benders, Shannon
That's
Pruden,
right. That's right.
and I
Yeah,
still
that's
have
when-
my
That's when I
my
had
double
the
bender.
kid. Dude, so I got that after I watched Harley's original video when he first got that thermal arc, the little
Yep.
lunchbox welder, and then I ran through like one tank of Archon, and I was like, "This isn't for me."
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so
do
this
computer stuff.
this bender's probably 10 plus years old at this point, and I have one that does 2 tubes at the same time.
So you can machine your own fittings for that, though. You could like
Yeah, I
do whatever
could
you want.
machine my own mandrels and do whatever bend radius I wanted to, but I think it was the double bender. It came with 3 different radius dies. I think they're in
It's
this
like a
workbench
Christmas
next to
tree.
me. Yeah, basically. But he was making me self-conscious with his overly designed bender, and I'm over here with like a wood screwdriver handle that's on a bolt.
Hey man, that's how the Pilgrims did it.
Yeah.
Still works.
I've been wondering what the big hubbub about benders is lately because I work as a plumber by trade. I'm like, dude, I use that to bend supply lines. Like, why you got to go and buy one? They sell them at Home Depot. But now seeing yours, I'm like, okay, you got to make multiple bends in one piece, and that facilitates that.
Well, and you're making multiple bends in different orientations on the same piece of
Yeah.
tubing. And they're usually a tighter bend radius than what those regular hand benders. Those are usually like a 3/4 inch bend radius, and most of this stuff's like 1/2 inch. Is it critical? No, it's not critical. But like when when the way Josh designed that buggy, some of it is critical. Like I'm looking at it now, where the bend where the motor mounts, where the scale engine mounts, and the radiator mounts, and the fuel cell mounts, and the exhaust heat shield mounts. It's all based off of that bend radius on the back. So if that wasn't accurate, your electric motor would rub the scale engine, and it would throw everything else off. So using those hand benders, you do have to kind of got to get a little creative with it.
Checkered asked Paul if you have any trucks you wouldn't. He said sell, but maybe he means give away.
Yeah, wouldn't get rid of.
Yeah.
Well, if you excuse me a second, I'm going to stand up real quick.
Oh, where's
Oh
Theron?
my gosh, armpit. No,
This is going to be difficult to get in
that
frame.
product placement, that's very clever, Paul.
I don't know how many of the people that follow the channel know this truck.
Is that the big? Well, obviously it's big. Is that the big Red Cat one?
Yes, this is a.
Huge.
I forget
Where'd
what
your head
scale
go?
new.
You're supposed to strap your stuff down in the bed.
I forget what scale New Bright uses, but I think this is like a 6th scale New Bright body for the Avalanche.
That's 10 scale axial.
Yeah. But I put it on a Red Cat Wendigo chassis with
that's right.
10.3 Gladiator rear links to get the wheelbase. And I originally planned on giving this away, but as soon as it came together and started running and driving, I was like, nah.
Super fun.
This guy's mine. And I got big plans for it too, because the hood also opens, the doors open. I'd like to see if I have, well, I got to keep some surprises for the channel.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah,
all I gotta say, if that thing showed up on my doorstep with a set of instruction plans you wanted, we could figure out a frame for that thing.
Oh yeah.
What's your next build that you plan on that's not that truck?
I have a bad habit of starting multiple builds at one time.
Huh, that's
So
weird. That must just be you.
So it's
Never heard of that before.
So it's in between either finishing the IERC green carbon fiber that I was working on.
That was a chopper build.
I got a twin hammers body for it.
Oh,
interesting. Where'd you find that body? Just
eBay.
You said eBay? Nice. Yeah, I could see.
Dude, I live on eBay. That's where I find 3/4 of this crap.
Really?
Yeah. I also have a night rudder sitting right in front of me that needs a transmission. Oh, no, I do have a legitimate answer. I got to give away the Red Cat Ascent.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yes, I got a Red Cat Ascent that I'm giving away too.
Nice.
So stay tuned to the channel. That might be within the next week or two.
Nice. I know Wesley and I have been talking about some stuff, and I need to build new trucks for Crawlapalooza because I basically sold everything. I sold off a lot of stuff earlier this spring, just things that needed to move, things that were getting a little older that needed to move while they still had some value.
Right.
So I sold off a bunch of stuff, and I need to build some new Class 1, 2, and 3 trucks. Well, call them Class 1, 2, and 3 trucks for Crawlapalooza, and then I'm going to build another tube chassis buggy. So I'm looking forward to this one, but I'm going to take my time on this buggy. The Class 1, 2, and 3 trucks, I need to kind of hustle a little bit because we're in August and they've got to be done by October. So
I gotta rush on getting this back up to snuff because Proline is also next month as well. So I gotta get the stuff that I'm gonna take there ironed out. Wes knows I'll run a truck without a body just to see how it see if it runs or not.
Can confirm. Paul runs without a body. He doesn't tease me at all. I get to see everything he's running underneath the body.
I think virtually every time I've driven a truck, or even, dude, this even goes back to racing days. Every time I drove an RC car without a body, I broke it, like, immediately. I don't know what it is, like, my brain just, as soon as there's not a body on it, I forget how to drive it. And I roll it or crash it or whatever. I don't ever test stuff without a body anymore.
Well, the stuff we test now doesn't go 40 miles an hour.
No, but I'll still break body posts off without the body mounted. I'm pretty good at that.
That's true.
I'm always brave when I run stuff without a body until it rolls over. I'm like, oh, don't hit the battery.
Yeah, oh yeah. Don't hit the battery. Don't smash the battery.
Yeah, we all run soft case batteries because that's how we are.
Yep. Little tiny soft case batteries. So, all right. Well,
soft case, did you see Three Brothers has their own labeled comp battery?
I did. I might order one.
I was kind of curious on it. I mean, 280 milliamps. I mean,
so
depending on how much winching you do.
Well, so here's the deal. At Nationals, the last time there was a scale Nationals, I monitored every single one of my 4S batteries. Now, I typically run a 460 4S battery.
Which is tiny.
It's small. I was averaging 125 milliamps per course in Class 1 and Class 2. Like Theron said, he got 30 minutes of runtime out of his. If I'm not in a comp setting, I get 45 minutes or so of runtime out of a 460. But in a comp setting, when you're trying to hurry and you're winching and you're wiggling the steering trying to get through places and whatever, I average about 125 milliamps per 6-minute 10-gate 2 bonus course. So a 200-something milliamp pack would theoretically work for me. My only concern with it would be a long drawn out course.
Yeah.
Where you're
Paul, do you remember some of the early Austin runs when I would have my little 600 milliamp battery and people would be like, wait, that's what you run? Because they had the 5,000 mile
changing batteries every 30 minutes.
30 minutes is pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I can carry 5 or 6 of these batteries and run all day. Yeah. I mean, as much driving as I want to do all day off of 4, 5, 6 of these batteries.
It was just a bad thing at Balcones when it took us 20 minutes to get down to the creek. And got to change battery.
Yeah.
That's why all my trucks, like the 4Runner, I open the door and I slide the battery out and I put a new one in.
You're getting dangerously close on amps at 250 milliamp. What, 20 amps? I don't know. Especially with direct power plus an ESC and winch. I always run direct power servos and direct power winches. So everything all of that information I just said is based off of a Holmes Puller 400 13XX, SHV 500 or 650 or 800 servo, and a Holmes TGH winch on fast gear sets. So, I mean, I certainly wasn't being nice to the power system on a 460 and only running about 125 milliamps total per course.
So that's one cool thing about another reason why I like the crawlers so much, like this particular hobby, is everyone's setup is slightly different. Like that battery might work for you, might not work for others. So you have that little quarter-sized battery to your advantage, so you can stuff that thing wherever.
Yeah.
So,
I was thinking about ordering one for the Jimmy's buggy. There's actually a buggy comp. There's a buggy comp in Indianapolis this weekend. Obviously, if I ordered one of those batteries today, I'm not going to have it by the weekend. But
right.
there's a buggy comp on Sunday that I think I'm going to end up going to. The truck's in one piece, and I don't have any reason not to go as of right now unless the weather turns to shit. So I might go do buggy things. See how much I hate 46% overdrive in a buggy.
You better film it. We need some media.
Dude, I still need to go make an actual video with this truck, but every time I've gone to do it, it either starts raining or I get to where I'm going and there's a mess of people, or I just don't have the amount of time needed to dedicate to actually filming it.
You got my address, dude. I'll ship it right back.
SM Fabricator, I'm running these batteries, this 464S. And these batteries are like $10.99 on valuehobby.com. So like if I lose one, it was $11. It's
Dude, actually, speaking of losing, I thought I left because Paul, a crawl fest, it was raining and everything was muddy. I thought I left my ammo can in that field with all my batteries. Turns out
I hope you found
it was
it.
in a box. But I was like, man, dang, I left it. I was more mad about the ammo can than I was the batteries. But I thought they were all gone. I was like, dude, I left all my batteries over there. It sucked. Anyway, man, we're kind of drawing over. Send me like a couple pics of just the stuff flat out on the table, and I can post it up, and we can get your giveaway out there.
the only thing I'm going to say is watch using the word giveaway in text in the descriptions of things, because that brings out the scammers and spammers. So
Yes.
if you're going to use the text giveaway,
Scroll it backwards.
no, put it in the image. Put it in the image, like
Yes.
edit the image to say
Man.
giveaway in the image.
I was hoping to get an email about some glue or something, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I want some Star Stick glue.
Old hippie hobbies. Are the mounting holes for the skid on an ATL Pro V2 the same as the high-low? Yes, they are. They are standard axial hole spacing. So the Pro skid and mini skid will fit in both. Actually, any SCX-based flat skids. Most of the Vaders and things like that. So
I just have one thing, and I hope it doesn't draw it out too much longer, because I know y'all are trying to go.
go ahead.
But I know y'all discussed comps and comping and all that cool stuff that y'all do out in the field. But to get people like me into it, I wish it would get back to basics, to where I could run stuff like this with chassis rails and get the stock stuff competing again. Because I mean, I'd love to throw this in class 0, but I don't know how well that would go.
So I think what that What needs to happen for that to happen is a resurgence of local clubs, because the clubs can dictate their own rules. I mean, you don't have to run Sorka rules anywhere in this country; it's not mandated. So, I mean, you can, any local club can have a comp day, and they can make their own rule sets for anything. I think on a nationals level, though, you could come and run that truck. You're not gonna win, but you could
Oh, I
absolutely
know.
come and you could absolutely come and have fun with it. So I think that needs to be a resurgence of local club comps, or something along those lines. Like Colorado Adventure Club said, if you build it, they will come. Have you tried to put something on? I mean, even just having a trail run day posted up in your local club, and throwing some gates out, and just having a fun little test comp, a little teaser test comp thing.
Yeah.
Because the trucks that we started competing with when Brazen started becoming a thing do not look anything like the trucks that we're
No.
competing with now. I wish I still had. I wish I still had my first comp trucks, because they do resemble that truck quite a bit. Body sitting pretty high, steering angles not quite what I would like now. Um, they're still a lot of fun, and just getting buddies together and running gates. Yeah, I mean, there's a inch and a half or 2 inch belly height difference between.
And this is a low
Well,
belly.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, things have came kind of a long way.
yeah,
Because to be 100% honest, I mean, I'm not saying there isn't anything out there. It's just what I would like to
yeah,
see more of, because I also like your idea of like a feeder series into the national level events as well.
yep,
That wasn't bolted on.
yeah, absolutely. I think there needs to be more fun having, is what it is.
Yes.
The competitions got very competitive, and it lost a lot of the fun. It's still a lot of fun, but it's mostly fun because you're bullshitting with your buddies.
That's why I go. To be
Yeah,
so honest.
For certain people as well, it's kind of a hard thing of going onto Facebook to do research of how to get into a comp, and you see a person who's like, "Oh yeah, to be able to at least scratch the surface, you got to drop $2,300 on a truck." I'm like,
No, I
that
wouldn't say
ain't for
that
me.
much. I would, if anybody is thinking you have to drop 2,300, I would send them to my personal messages and I can show them how to build a truck for
Well,
probably around
well,
five.
how much is that jelly bean body?
That was a trade. Actually, so yeah, check it out.
got him.
No, actually, no, actually, that the kit that I traded for that was retail like $150. So
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's a good point to bring up. A lot of these people will barter and trade for stuff. You can get some pretty cool stuff. I mean, I just happen to like design and manufacture my own stuff, so I kind of like a little edge. But like anybody that has something like, oh, maybe these aren't hard to, or these are kind of hard to come by, but you want them. I kind of like that kit you got. Like now we trade. Now we got. I mean, there's different ways you can build trucks up on a budget. And actually, even Josh's old like $50 a week, like people might only have $50 a month, but you can do quite a bit nowadays with $50. You
And
just gotta
then
know where to
then you've
look.
got then you've got guys like me, where my class one truck at retail was probably $2,300 to $2,500. I mean, the body alone was $450. That full carbon body, and then doing the bed and the interior. I mean, to pull the body off and sell the body would have been $500. So,
So that's
I
how
mean, you,
like
you
that's how any hobby is. Like my bike stuff, my bike's cheaper, but I'll beat people with $10,000 bikes or even photography. Like I got all my cameras used, but like to get into photography, if you buy full retail on like a camera body for like 1,800, I mean everything's just so expensive, dude.
Yeah.
If you're patient, a lot of stuff will just you'll find stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, I think
I
I
know
do
how to
like
find my deals,
I do like
and I
eBay.
live on eBay.
no,
Yeah, I live on eBay, but also it just kind of gets discouraging sometimes, at least on my end of the coast, of meeting up with guys at
well, you
little
got like
events
the
like Crawlers and Coffee and the
yeah
Rock Yard down the road from me. And I see someone with, I think it was that TGH bug body with a bed. I was like,
yeah.
yo, dude, that's sick. I really want one of those. And I pick up his truck and it's fully built deluxe axles. And I'm like, let me set this back down.
Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, Paul, that's like someone living next to the Lamborghini dealer
Yeah.
trying to sell or go to a car meet right next to the Lamborghini dealer because you got Vanquish right up the road. I
Yeah.
mean, everyone there is gonna have
It's
some
like an
pretty
8-hour
cool
drive.
stuff.
That's still right up the road.
Yeah.
I got to go 6.5 to get out of Indiana on the south side, so you know.
I gotta drive 8 just to get out of the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do not miss that either.
It's only boring if you go out west or east
Yeah.
or
Or
south
south. Or north.
Oh shit.
So Colorado Adventure Club said that's why we RC Rock came around. They wanted to play with buggies in the scale fashion, and that's kind of it too. You have to have the mindset of wanting to have fun while competing. Where Sorka comps got competitive, not fun. You know what I mean? It flip flopped at some point, and it became serious when it should have been fun. And now they keep changing their rules, and they're going to rule themselves out of existence, and people are going to go back to having fun with random trucks, Amazon buggy cages, guys doing $200 budget builds and competing with those with their buddies at a random local park.
So they're not just teeing you off, Paul. They're teeing. I'll speak for myself. They're kind of teeing me off because I've been R&Ding stuff all year, and then some of that stuff may not even be legal. So coming from me, they got to get their shit figured out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's kind of making me mad.
Yeah,
So if you're
yeah,
watching
they're gonna.
this is my own personal feelings on that.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, just get guys together, throw some gates down, man. I bought. Speaking of eBay, I found a box of used tennis balls. They're labeled as like dog toy, used tennis balls, whatever. A
Very
box of
adult seasons.
100 used tennis balls for like $22. So I took a box of tennis balls and a portable bandsaw and set my portaband up and just stood there with welding gloves on and cut tennis balls in half all day long. And for $20 you can have 100 gates, and you
That's
just
what I
write on
did.
them with a Sharpie.
That's what I did
Or
for
200
Peternalis,
gates.
Paul. Remember the Peternalis thing I put on them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was kind of big. I don't even know why. but like Colorado said, if you build it, it'll come, dude.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of eBay on my end, a little secret that I'll share on this show is shocks for cheap. I found that you can buy plastic T-Max shocks and then just take the stock stiff ass spring that's on there, throw it away, and put mini T springs on them, and you got a budget plastic
Nice.
deluxe style shock,
Nice.
and they come in a pack of 8 for 50.
Oh, because it can't. Yeah,
Yep.
there's 2 per corner. Nice little hack.
So you can build 2 trucks for $50.
Dude, there's a video right there, dude. That'd be a sick video. Actually, probably get a lot of views. Especially throwing like some like parts and links in the like description and stuff. I'd watch
My
it.
best tip for finding good deals on things is incorrect spelling.
Incorrect spelling,
Yes.
really. Dang.
Yep.
My phone, I I try to spell rabbit, but it spells snake, so I don't know.
Yeah, just incorrect spelling, man. You're looking for a trailer? Type it with an O instead of an E at the
Trailer.
it sounds dumb. Yeah, it sounds
Trailer.
dumb, but yeah.
Nobody's clicking on my ad, man.
Yeah. You spell title wrong, Titel instead of Title. You'll find all kinds of good deals if you just spell shit wrong. Sounds really bad, but it's true.
Hey, man.
So anyway, getting close to 9:30 here. We're 9:20. So I want to thank you, Paul, for coming on, and thank you for the giveaway that you're doing. Again, you're a lot more charitable than I am with all of your giveaways. So
Don't worry, I have a spare one I can do a build along with too.
there you
So
go.
I was worried that was the one you're giving away. I was like, oh, man. That one's kind of fancy.
No, you can see into that transmission. That's not authentic.
Yeah, well. I think Chris is gone
But yeah,
already, so it's okay.
I appreciate y'all giving me the time as well.
Before we go, anybody in the chat have any one last question or something for Paul or us before we get out of here? Let us know pretty quickly here because I'm tired.
I can
That
smell
old-
dinner in the
That
other
old
room.
dog's ready for bed.
Yeah. I've been here for 14 hours today also, so.
Ah, some of the Chinese work days.
Yeah. Paul, when did you get started in the hobby?
I got started in the hobby, I think, mid 2017, potentially.
Okay.
But I'm also bad at math, so it could have been 2018, somewhere around there.
Close enough. Close enough.
Honestly,
Yeah.
man, I don't even blame you, dude. Time flies lately.
Yeah.
It's not side effect
I remember
again.
crawling with Wes when he didn't have that push broom under his nose.
Yeah. That's a scraggly neck beard, probably.
Yep. I remember Wes when he didn't even have hair on his legs.
I don't think you knew me when I was 1 year old.
Yeah, right. Just crawling or other RC stuff too?
I have a Yeti and a Losi DB that I try to get out to bash every once in a while. And I want to try to get a plane, but other than that, no, it's just crawlers.
Cool.
You
All
should
right,
keep
well.
it on the ground, Paul.
Yeah.
Surface vehicles for you.
Yeah. I want to thank Team Garage Hack, RC Concepts again, RC Garage Guy Customs, and Team Garage Hack again for their super chats tonight. Thank you guys again for that stuff. One of these days we might break $100 and actually get paid from YouTube.
Yeah, maybe next year.
You guys
maybe
get
next
paid?
year. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no, we
you guys
don't.
get paid?
Yeah,
Uh,
it says we do, but we'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
Hopefully with interest.
Yeah, I
No,
doubt that.
probably not.
So, all right, we should be back next Monday. Hopefully, I'll have buggy news, buggy content, or something next Monday after I get back from
We want a highlight reel.
doing buggy things with my buggy. I already told my wife I was going to do buggy things, so hopefully she doesn't make plans for me after I've told her that I have plans.
Absolutely will.
Yeah, I'm not going to go do buggy things, apparently. So, all right, guys, we're out of here for the night. Thank you all for checking in with us, and we'll see you next Monday.
Have a good one.